In a sudden, unexpected move, the Pentagon is greenlighting a massive $428 million defense deal for India. To understand why Washington is suddenly rushing nearly $500 million in military hardware to New Delhi, we actually need to look away from India and point our focus directly at Beijing. Recently, U.S. strategy in the Indo-Pacific has been erratic. Key alliances like the Quad are fading, and the stance on defending Taiwan is unusually hesitant. Simultaneously, the U.S. military footprint across the Middle East is rapidly shrinking, leaving their global security framework exposed. Maintaining a presence on multiple fronts is incredibly expensive. Washington needed a path toward a less costly, unilateral stability in the region. So the administration took a massive gamble. The plan was to travel to China, sit down with the leadership, and strike a bilateral trade deal so robust that relying on regional allies would be less of a necessity. But despite the grand statements made to the press afterward, the reality was stark. The U.S. walked away with zero material concessions written on paper. They returned to Washington without a clear agreement, leaving the administration without a coherent mechanism to check their biggest economic rival. The complete lack of a material breakthrough in Beijing effectively closed off the path to a unilateral settlement. This forced Washington's attention back toward its traditional regional network to find a strategic lifeline. Within days of that failure in Beijing, the State Department executed a sharp course correction, returning to the basics of institutional strategy. From Washington's perspective, it's a pure process of elimination. The shifting territories of West Asia are already scratched off the list. A cooperative trade relationship with mainland China is dead on arrival. That leaves exactly one option: the inescapable military mass of the Indian subcontinent. This $428 million package signals a massive shift in U.S. priorities. While both nations have aligned for years, failed strategies in Beijing and West Asia have positioned India as the primary weight on the American side. Let's look at the actual hardware. Nearly $198 million is allocated directly for Apache helicopters, meant to secure aerial dominance. Another $230 million is dedicated to M777 ultralight howitzers, which gives the Indian military an upgrade for high-altitude mountain warfare. This deal secures long-term maintenance through spare parts, full technical training, and local repair depots. These layers of support turn a one-time purchase into a decades-long commitment to interoperability. Historically, Washington has relied on quick hardware drops in South Asia. They would flood nations like Pakistan with military assistance, only to watch that hardware become unusable without local repair infrastructure. By providing full life-cycle repair support, the U.S. is intentionally locking itself into long-term military cooperation. They are anchoring their defense supply chains to India. The official congressional notification for the sale is transparent about its intent. It explicitly states the hardware is designed to achieve broader strategic objectives in the Indo-Pacific. Overnight, India has been elevated to the centerpiece of Asian stability. Yet, a geopolitical shadow hangs over the deal. Even as New Delhi welcomes the hardware, policymakers have to ask, can you truly trust an ally that only sat down at your table after every other door slammed shut? Trust might be fragile, but the geographical math is rigid. Washington cannot project power across the Indo-Pacific theater without India's overwhelming strategic mass. With this $500 million transaction, Washington is officially acknowledging reality. Going forward, India holds the leverage, and India dictates the regional balance of power.